Hey guys, we're talking about facts on polynomials. So the first thing is, what is a polynomial? It's one term, which is like a number, a variable, a product of both, or the sum of many terms. And so here's examples of what polynomials are. For example, the first thing that you need to know is a monomial, which is that one term, right? A number like 10, 3x, 5x, y squared, that's still one term. Half of m, one term. Negative 1.3a squared, it's still one term. So we can have decimals, fractions, as long as they're being multiplied by that variable. In fact, you could even have the variable being divided by something like m divided by 7. That's still one term because that's equivalent to 1/7 times m. So it's still a product of a number and a variable, one term only. If you have the sum of terms, you have things like a binomial or a trinomial. So a binomial is 2 terms and a trinomial is 3 terms. So for 2 terms, I'm going to have maybe 10 plus 3x, maybe 5x squared y plus 1/2 m, maybe negative 1/3 a squared minus 1, right? It's just that there are 2 terms that make up that polynomial. Here we've got the trinomial is 3 terms, so it would be 3 things, right? 10 plus 3x minus 5x squared. Half m minus 1.3a plus 1. 3 terms make up that polynomial. Now there's something else called a degree, and a degree of a monomial is the sum of the exponents in that term. So I listed all the monomials that we kind of talked about already, and I wanted to show you the degree. So 10 is my monomial. The degree is 0 because technically there is a variable there. 10 times x to the 0 power. And you may not know this, but x to the 0 power is just 1. And 1 times 10 is 10. So when you have just a constant term, just a number, the degree is 0. 3x, the degree is 1 because there's a little exponent 1 there. 5xy squared, the degree is 3. And that's because it's the sum of both of your exponents. 1 and 2 is 3. Half of m, well, my exponent is 1, so my degree is 1. My exponent is 2, so my degree is 2. Here, my exponent is 0, remember, because the same thing here, so my degree is 0. Okay, so just some facts. We got a little bit more on facts. So now, not just the degree of the monomial, but say you have the degree of the polynomial. That's the greatest degree of its terms. So say we have this polynomial, 2x cubed plus 7x squared minus 5x plus 10. So there are many things to talk about. If it's in order, that means starting at the greatest exponent to the smallest. So I have a 3, a 2, a 1, and a 0. Each of these terms, a 3, a 2, a 1, and a 0. So it's in order. And the leading coefficient is a 2. Coefficient is the number in front of the exponent. The degree of this is a 3 because of that leading term. And then this 10, I wanted to just make sure you knew it's a constant term. So if I were to write what the degree of the polynomial is, it's 3. All right, here's our sample 1 to try. Write 3b cubed minus 4b to the 4th plus b squared so that its exponents decrease from left to right. Identify the degree and the leading coefficient of the polynomial. So go ahead and try that, pause the video, and hit play. So now undo it so you can see what to do. So this middle term here is my largest term, so that needs to go first. Negative 4b to the 4th power. Then my next largest term is this 3b squared, a cube, sorry, but I need a sign. The sign is positive. And lastly, my last term is plus b squared. So now it's in order from largest exponent to smallest. It's decreasing. And my degree of the polynomial is the largest one. That's a 4. And my leading coefficient, that's that -4. All right, so these are just some facts.